All right, guys, very quick update this week because I absolutely got nothing done in Planet Zoo. I got this Henry Dorley concept art from a zoo that's in Omaha, and I just kind of ran with it as far as like my little makeshift. Think of it as like a Pacific Northwest sea lion enclosure. So really what Henry Dorley is going for is more of like a naturalistic type enclosure, as close as possible to, like, the Pacific Northwest, really rocky coast with the high pines. We've got them a lot of little basking areas out here. We've got their backstage kind of like support area. I still I didn't even have time to kind of finish this up right here. I think this is going to be a short little update today because now it's actually Sunday. And between a broke down truck that I have to sell in 2 weeks and buying a new car this week, it has been a little bit of a whirlwind. The truck, my old truck, my really cool 2005 Dodge Ram 1500, its fuel pump bit the ghost. And I'm selling it in like 14 days. So I had to hurry up, scramble, find me a fuel pump. I got it ordered. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And but in the meantime, I ended up finding a Jeep Renegade. Like, I found a really killer deal on a 2018 Jeep Renegade at a Kia dealership. So it is really cool. Maybe I'll post some pictures on Instagram of it when I get some pictures taken of it. But yeah, so I have had vehicles on my mind pretty much all this week and have not had time to get any playtime in. But I think, like I said, hopefully we can change that now that the car stuff and the real life stuff is behind us. So I will jump in here, and like I said, I'm kind of going to use today as probably starting on the East Asian area, finishing up on that sea lion area over there. I really want to maybe bring in Carlos G72s. I was thinking of like maybe doing like a coaster designer, like a paleontology type center, and maybe bring in some of Carlos G's, some of his fossils. If you haven't seen them on the workshop, definitely go check those out. But I was thinking maybe doing like a little offshoot, kind of maybe museum or some kind of study center right here at kind of like this fork in the road, kind of like the Beyond Drew School of Environmental Science and all that. But like I said, other than that, I do not have a lot to show off. I'm terribly sorry this is such a short episode, but I just did not have a lot of time to come down here this week and mess with this. But hopefully all of that is behind us. And I'm actually off work tomorrow as well. So Monday is going to be an undisturbed Planet Zoo day. So the other thing too that I want to take some feedback from you guys too, as far as this afternoon and this evening and tonight goes. I think, like I said, I think this area over here is the best for the East Asian area. And, just kind of let me know what kind of animals you'd like to see kind of on the back side of the lake over here. I know some of you guys were suggesting like incorporate the lake as far as animals go, but I don't think we're going to do that. This is just like, Pine Creek's lake feed off area over here, so there won't necessarily like the implied otter enclosure over here. That will be like the closest thing that will actually be to the lake. So everything else will just just keeping it kind of natural. But I just definitely need your feedback on what kind of animals. The one thing I can definitely tell you is we definitely want to get some tigers in there. I think we most definitely need a panda exhibit and any kind of other, maybe we can throw some implied exhibits in over here. But it will encompass a pretty large area. We've got the line right out there, but we will kind of box in the East Asian area kind of over there off to that side of the lake. And then I don't know, it's like we said, we're kind of getting close to finishing the zoo up because I don't have anything really planned for over here. Like I said, what we'll probably do is we could some people were saying like, oh man, don't quit the zoo completely. But also too, remember, we want to get started on our next fantasy Islands of Adventure, tropical type of zoo as well. Got some really interesting plans for a huge saltwater crocodile enclosure. A lot of ideas kind of swirling around on that. But what we were also saying too is, as far as the series goes, you guys could actually continue it. Once we get it filmed and everything's finished, I will put it on the workshop. And if you guys want to have, like, come up and imagine your own expansions over this way, or either, like, you know, keep going north with it, and you know, come up with some different ideas and stuff that maybe you've had swirling that you see I haven't touched on or didn't get a chance to make happen in here. So like I said, we've got a pretty good bit of planning left to do as far as the East Asian area and what kind of animals we want to we want the guests to encounter and all that. So you know, Pine Creek, like I said, it still has a little bit of life left. But we are definitely nearing the end with East Asia, and then we will move on to something new. And I think what we'll do too is with that fantasy zoo, whenever we start it, I want to do it just like this. I want to spend definitely some time on the infrastructure and the parking, because remember, that was a big part of really kind of ramping me up for this zoo, not expanding too fast. Remember, like the first 2 or 3 episodes, we totally spent it on the parking area and the main entrance building. So even though the fantasy area won't be in the same vein as Zoo Knoxville here, it will still be with the same spirit of let's get the infrastructure and the parking going in the entrance area first. I think one thing we do have to take into account with that zoo, which it will be, I'm assuming it will be larger than Pine Creek. Like, lets us play on the more expansive exhibits and high dollar exhibits. That lends itself to the parking area will have to be larger. I mean, I'm envisioning like pine trees kind of splitting the sidewalks, and then of course we will have a really cool mysterious type of ticket area and entrance area. Guest drop off. We'll do the trams. We'll still need to incorporate a backstage area, but like I said, think of it more as like a probably won't have like the brick buildings and such like we've built and Beyond Drew has helped me out with, but it will probably be a little more modern type of backstage area. And the backstage, I think, will be more to the outskirts of the zoo, whereas Pine Creek's backstage area, going along with the story of the highway, is kind of like right here in the middle of the zoo. So the there will be a little more, kind of like a little more liberty taken with the fantasy zoo. I do believe Moblung's trailers look absolutely awesome. But like I said, we are going to definitely kind of get a little more a little more expansive with the fantasy zoo, and like we also said, budget is not going to be a problem. And if you guys are new, this is the new. I brought in some sable antelopes over here with the crew. This is our newest expansion of Pine Creek. This is like the African Valley area. So the elephants, they can cross over the bridge here, and the guests can kind of walk down and make their way deeper into the valley. And it's kind of like we designed it to be like an implied valley where all the animals are actually connected. But if you look up here, the lions are actually held back. They're held back from just kind of getting down in there and getting with our zebras and our antelopes and all that. So this is kind of like our little makeshift Pride Rock. And if you look down that way, see how it's all kind of like a tiered African area, a little African system down here. We've got our meerkat, our implied meerkat exhibit with their little tunnels. We've got the ring-tailed lemurs over here off to your left, and then of course you can see as you make your way back through there, kind of like the drawing area, the Pride Rock type area, kind of back there, pulling you back further into the African Valley. And then of course we've got over here, farther over this way, we've got our chimpanzee exhibit. And these guys are really fun to watch, and get in here and watch them jumping and swinging and running after each other. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'll go ahead and jump on out of here. And like I said, I am leaving you to actively go in and start building, since now I finally have a free, unobstructed day. So anyways, I'm S10 Wolf. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and hanging out with me. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See you guys.